What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. I've always thought retirement was a very weird concept because the whole idea of retirement is you have to work a job for 40 or 45 years, and then once you turn 65 or 70, now you are qualified enough or you have enough money put away to quit this job so you can start living life. It never really felt like a fair deal to me. Why would you want to work or do something your whole life just so you can ultimately quit it? And then once you quit, what are you gonna do? Just sit on your butt all day and watch TV? I always felt that retirement has been glorified for all the wrong reasons, and I have this article here from CNBC which really shows what I mean. The title is, I quit my job at 34 with $3 million. Here are my 5 biggest regrets about early retirement. And this article is actually written by the founder of a blog called Financial Samurai, which is actually a really cool financial blog. So I was really excited when I saw this article. But he goes in and he talks about his journey to early retirement and some of the regrets and biggest lessons that he learned from having an early retirement. So let me just jump into it. I highlighted the things in green that I really wanted you to see. So in 2012, Sam retired at the age of 34, and by the time he was 34 years old, he had already built up a net worth of around $3 million. But more importantly, his $3 million net worth was making him around $80,000 a year in passive income. I'm not really sure how his money is allocated, whether it was in stocks or real estate or what, because $80,000 of passive income a year off of $3 million worth of net worth would be less than a 3% annual return on your money in cash flow, but $80,000 a year is still enough for many people to live off of. So let's go back into this article. He says that he enjoys retirement because the freedom to wake up whenever he wants and do whatever he wants is priceless, and he doesn't have to deal with long commutes or 60-hour work weeks and office politics and all of that, and now he can focus in on his own hobbies. I mean, that's what the whole idea of retirement is about. So you don't have to go in and clock in at a job you don't like, and you can finally do the things that you want to do and live your life with nobody telling you how to live your life. Well, if you look at his 5 biggest regrets, the first regret that he says, he would rather have waited it out for a year or more, because looking back, if he stayed for at least another year, he might have been able to find another job or have been relocated to another country, because he was just really tired of the company and the position that he was working at. That's what really drove him to this early retirement, because he hated his job, he hated what he was doing, and he just wanted out, and he was fortunate enough to have enough money put aside to be able to leave his job. The second thing he talks about is having his son before he retired. So him and his wife waited to have a child because they wanted to be very financially secure, which is good financial planning, but he is saying that he waited a little bit too long and he wishes he would have started sooner. Not a bad point to make. Third, I really like this one. He wishes he would have spent more time blogging earlier on. So he started his blog, Financial Samurai, in 2006. So this is while he was working. He came up with the idea for his financial blog back in 2006, which is Financial Samurai, but he didn't start Financial Samurai until here, 2009, so 3 years later. And he says in this article that if he would have started back in 2006 when he first had the idea, it would have grown so much bigger and it would be so much larger, even though it is a very successful blog right now. This is one of the things that I talk about all the time on our channel. Today is the best day to do something. If you keep putting it off, you're just gonna be thinking, what if I started 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago? Don't put yourself in those shoes. Start today, even if it's small baby steps. Fourth, he says that he would have invested more aggressively in 2012. Remember, 2012 was when real estate was at rock bottom prices and the stock market was super, super low. And during this time, he says that he was fixated on planning his retirement, so he didn't really get to capitalize on as many investment opportunities as he would have liked. He says here that a rental property in San Francisco that cost $900,000 in 2012 would be worth roughly $1.6 million today. So that's a huge appreciation just for owning the right property, in addition to the rental income you would have got. Here in Michigan, properties in 2012 that were selling for $30,000, $30,000, are now worth something like $150,000. So if you had money, or you were aware that, okay, economic cycles happen, and when investments go on sale, when economic crashes happen, this is the opportunity to buy. You have the opportunity to make a killing because you're buying investments on sale. Everybody talks about economic crashes as the reason people lose so much money, but economic crashes are also where more millionaires are made than ever, because this is where people can come in and buy investments for dirt cheap. And finally, coming down here to number 5, his 5th biggest regret is he would consider exploring a different hobby. So the reason that Sam was so annoyed at his job was because he felt like he was always confined to this financial career space. And so he wishes that he would have tried something else. And maybe if he did, he wouldn't have wanted to retire so early, because that's all he knew. And he was just so sick and tired of being in the same industry for so long. I have a family friend who is in his young 70s and he just retired. And when he retired, he had this big going away celebration party at his work because he had been there so many years. But as soon as he retired, he came home and he went miserable because he had nothing to do. So he just sat on his sofa watching TV all day, and this put him into like depression and created all these health problems that he did not have 6 months ago, because he felt like worthless, because he literally would wake up, go to the sofa, watch TV, go to sleep, and then start it up again the next day. They say those who retire early die early, because if you follow this traditional model where you work, and you're working 40, 50, 60, 70, 100-hour weeks, and you do this for 40 years of your life, and then all of a sudden it stops. So you're used to working all these hours, all these days, and then all of a sudden you go from that to working nothing. You kind of don't know what to do with yourself, and so now you just go and chill, and yeah, you can travel and you can spend time with family, you can do other things, but for the other 75% of your life, you're not doing anything. That's why I've never been a fan of this whole retirement planning model. I've always told people to follow what I call lifestyle design, which is where you work to create your dream lifestyle by doing 2 things. You have to, 1, create enough income so you can live your life without having to do it on someone else's terms. And 2nd, you do this while living your passion. I work every day. I work when I'm on vacation. I enjoy what I do, and I can't see myself ever not working. I mean, if I wasn't working, I don't know what I would do. I would go crazy. And so you want to do something that you enjoy. This way you feel like you have a purpose in life. If you're living life without a purpose, you're gonna feel empty, you're gonna feel miserable. You need a reason to wake up every single day. This way you feel like you're living with a purpose. And at the same time, you wanna be able to live your life and not restrict yourself to when you can travel or when you can do things or when you can go out with your friends, which is why you need to create enough passive income so you can live your life. Yeah, maybe you don't have to work 50 hours a week in your office, but maybe you can just work a couple hours a day from your laptop from anywhere in the world, or maybe you can do business meetings, or maybe you can do brainstorming sessions. Work doesn't have to mean sitting in a cubicle and just grinding. Work can mean so many different things. Business development is going out, talking to people, meeting people, and seeing how you can expand your business. The key here is not waiting until it's too late to start this lifestyle design process, because if you work, and now you turn 65 and now you think, what can I do? You're gonna feel like it's too late and you're not gonna know what to do or how to start or really anything. The whole point is to start early. This way you can quit the job that you don't like and you can start doing the thing that you love, especially if it's making you more money than you were making at your job. If you wanna live a good life, you have to be physically happy, you have to be mentally happy, you have to have a purpose, and you have to be financially healthy. And in order to do all these things, you have to start planning ahead. If you want to have a purpose, you need to start building that purpose now. What do you enjoy doing? What do you like? What do you have a passion for? Start building these things on the side now. This way you can start building this lifestyle design while you do your traditional retirement planning, because this retirement planning will start building that passive income. This way you can fuel your lifestyle design. Having a ton of money in the bank and in your investments so you can do nothing sounds cool. But after a week or 2, or even after 6 months, you're gonna be bored out of your mind. So you need something to do. This way you don't go miserable, because those who retire early die early. Now that you've heard my thoughts on retirement, I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on retirement? Is it something that we should continue pushing, or should we be pushing a new model of retirement, kind of like this lifestyle design model that I talked about today? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.